Joining me today from Public is Stephen Sikes. He is the Chief Operating Officer, and we have Emily Kurtz. She's the Director of Product. Stephen, Emily, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
So Stephen, I want to start off with you. Tell me, why launch options now, and why share your revenue with customers and members?
Yeah, so I think, first things first, for the audience's benefit, stepping back. Public, we are an online brokerage, right? We're an investing platform meant to stand and help all of our members become the best investor they can, right? So everything we do is downstream of that. And so as we look at options trading, it's going to come back to the same idea. And I think there's a separate thing, which is just like options was the most requested feature we've ever had, right? I think we've really marched on new product launches for the last several years. We started with equities, then we expanded into crypto and fixed income, and then options became the thing that our members saw, and they said, hey, we need you to do that public. And so as we looked at, hey, if our members really want us to bring public, or bring options to public, how do we do that in the way that's going to be the most aligned with our mission and what we've been known for to date? And that meant finding the best way to execute trades and honestly give our members the best possible deal in the most transparent way that we can. And so that meant looking at the model and saying, hey, if the market structure is as it is with options, where every options trade is going to be executed on exchange, hey, what's the best way we can execute the trades to give our members the best deal? And that's mostly going to come back to, there's this idea of payment for order flow. We're going to share some of that revenue with each of our members. All
right, so talk to me a little bit more about that. Tell me how it works and how much money are customers making?
Yeah, so I think stepping back in the entire retail trading, retail online brokerage industry, I think if you looked at options payment for order flow revenues in total, there's about $2 billion of options payment for order flow revenue. So if the entire industry followed Public's lead, that would be more than $1 billion back in the pockets of retail investors. And so the way it works on Public is very clear, right? You go in, trade options, and for every contract that you trade, you're going to get back a portion of the revenue that we earn.
All right, now Emily, tell me, how are you building guardrails for traders, and aren't options risky?
So options, as Stephen mentioned, was one of the most requested features on Public. Options, while they can have a speculative nature to them, are often also used by investors to really help benefit their overall portfolio. So it can help them protect their positions and generate incomes. That being said, we do know options can have a more speculative nature and can be more risky for sort of the beginner investor. So it's really important for us to build guardrails in throughout the experience. Starting with onboarding, we have a separate onboarding flow dedicated to options. Here we ask a variety of questions like the risk tolerance, investment objectives, age and income. That's so we can make sure we're giving every investor the right level of access for them. Level 1, basics for the more elementary beginner investor. Level 4, for the more advanced investor. And that's really to make sure we're tailoring what an investor has available to them based on sort of the answers and inputs they've given us. Second, we have a thing called education mode. And so education mode is actually built throughout the app. We are basically, for anyone with level 1 or level 2 access, we are automatically enrolling them in education mode. This means that throughout the experience, they'll get information, written, video about option strategies, the benefits, the risks, the profit and loss scenarios to really help educate them along their journey.
All right, so talk to me about what's available at launch and what will be coming soon to the platform for options.
Of course, so at launch, we're gonna have a full-fledged single leg option trading strategy. So what that means is you can explore an option chain, you can research a given contract, and you can ultimately purchase and build a single leg strategy, so long calls and long puts. You'll also be able to discover options that may be relevant for your portfolio, for the overall markets, for the public community. And ultimately, what's really important is you'll also be able to manage effectively your positions. You'll be able to get alerted when your contract goes in or out of the money with price alerts and so on. After launch, we're going to really focus on expanding the option strategies we offer to our customers, starting with covered positions, so cash secured puts and covered calls. And then after, expanding into multi-leg strategies, since we know that's stuff that the more advanced investors are really looking for on Public.
All right, well, Emily, Stephen, congratulations on the launch, and thanks for joining me on Floor Talk today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.